Hi, I'm Claire Pires, and I'm the host of GLAAD All Access, GLAAD's video series that features interviews with newsmakers, hitmakers, and people making a difference. This week, I interviewed Rick Westbrook, who is the Executive Director of Lost and Found Youth in Atlanta, Georgia. Take a look. Hi, I'm Claire Pires, and I'm here with Rick Westbrook, who's the Executive Director of Lost and Found.
Correct.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. So can you tell me a little bit about what Lost and Found does?
Lost and Found is the only agency in Atlanta that actively works to take homeless LGBTQ youth off the streets.
And how do you do that?
We have a 24-hour hotline that we get calls on even at 4 o'clock in the morning. In the southeast here, in the Bible Belt, we find that we have a lot of kids that are put out on the street just because they come out to their parents.
And then once they get to your program, what do they do?
Every youth that's in our program is required to go out and look for a job. Sometimes it takes a week to start getting IDs and social security cards because they're literally put out on the street with the clothes on their back. Once we get the youth stabilized, then they can stay in our program up to 90 days in a perfect world. We help them to find a job, start saving money, and become self-sufficient.
Wow, and do you help them with housing, or how does that work?
We do. We go on interviews with them to apartments or hook them up with roommates, or we've established a host program so that if a youth needs a little extra time, there are plenty of gays and lesbians and even straights that support us out there that have an extra room, and we'll hook them up with that, and they sort of become extended family, so we're very proud of that.
And why did you personally decide to get involved with this and run this in the first place?
Honestly, I'm an old activist in Atlanta, been here for been doing it for 20 years. I saw the rise in HIV infections in homeless youth. Anybody that's under 25 started asking questions and realized there was no place for our homeless youth to go.
And what is it like for someone who identifies as LGBT to live in the South, and Atlanta in particular?
Well, when I was growing up, it was a lot different than it is now. Things are changing for the better. We've still got a long way to go. But our youth need not to suffer just because of who they love, and that's why we're here.
What are the next steps? How are you going to advance Lost and Found forward?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Currently, we were able to house 6 youth at a time. We're expanding into a house on 5th and Juniper that will allow us to triple the number of beds that we have for the youth. I lived through the AIDS epidemic. We've got to keep these kids off the streets, or they're going to become our next plague. And until we have a safe place for everybody, we've got a long way to go.
Well, thank you for talking to GLAAD.
Thank you.